Yeah, hi. So it's a good opportunity to have this discussion with you today. Being from an industry which executes every order separately, as a project, right? So uh, the challenges of this industry are known to you. For example, you would have several inquiries out there in the market. You would like to respond to all those inquiries, but there are limitations which could be either process driven, or there's no quick solution, or people are not fast enough to respond to all those inquiries. So it would be very helpful for a company like you if you are able to react quickly to the inquiries, are able to come out with good estimates and submit to as many inquiries as possible, right? So it's going to increase the chance of you closing more orders, right? So that's an important parameter for you, isn't it? The second one is, you do all this quotation, you have a lot of negotiations happen, and finally you settle on a price and you pick up the order. I'm sure you have experienced this, that within a week of you taking the order, you start receiving requests for making changes. It could be changes to the core dimensions of the machine by a few millimeters. It could be changes in the gauges or equipment, or meters used on the equipment. It can be any form of change. And these changes are something which you would not like to have these changes, right? Because you have estimated everything based on the original design, so on and so forth. But at the same time, this seems to be the reality. You will keep getting the changes and you can't say no to them, because you still want to deliver a good product, good service, and have this particular customer as a long term customer. So what do you do? How do you manage these changes, right? So you have to have a way by which you can track what was the original agreement, what was the original bill of material, and what change am I going to do today, and what is the impact of that, right? So it's very important for you to be able to keep a track of it, so that everyone in your team works to achieve the new goal, for example, with the new changes made. And these changes can come at any time. I mean, we have worked with customers who have received the changes halfway through the project execution. So sometimes they have had to undertake major changes. And if you bring that up to the customer's notice, isn't you have done so much work already, maybe the customer would be willing to pay you if you bring that up at the right time, right? So it's very important that you are able to accept those changes, track the impact of the changes, and be aware of what's the new thing that you're trying to manufacture. On a regular basis, it's important that you're able to exactly pinpoint point how much of material has been consumed by this order. It could be material, it could be labor, it could be cost of other instrument gauges that you may be using. So it's very important, because these projects, would be probably running for 1 or 2 months, if not more. So it's an ongoing project. People come and work every day. Material is issued, sometimes issued in excess, whether that material was, given back, etc., etc. So it's important for you to track how much of material and labor has been consumed on this order so far. After the execution, I mean, after you have, let's say, finished the product, typically you would be required to transport it at the customer site, do the installation. So you need to send people there. You need to ensure that all the material which is supposed to go as loose material is supplied in the truck. People go there, they do the installation, they have to satisfy the customer that the machine is working to their expectations. Sometimes the stay might get extended, and so on and so forth. So these are uh, there are expenses associated with all this, right? So as a part of your revenue from this project, the revenue number gets fixed when you close the order. But what you can control is the cost. So you should be able to track exactly how much expenses you have incurred in your project. And this would ultimately help you do what? If you get a P&L statement for a particular project, you are well equipped to make decisions. And this P&L statement, by the way, should be available to you throughout the project execution, not at the end of the project where it becomes a post-mortem analysis, right? So project starts within a month, you get to see what's the material consumed, how much labor cost have I incurred in this project. After 2 months, you run the project again. It's using SAP Business One, you can do this. You can click and run the P&L for a particular project any number of times that you would like to. And this essentially is going to help you keep track of a particular project's profitability. We can, in fact, also set alerts based on your budgets. So you would have budget saying that this much of the cost, this much of my overall cost is for material, this is for labor, and so on and so forth. We can set those budgets, and SAP Business One will give you alerts when those budgets, when those caps are reached. So you would be able to take action, proactive action on that. So this is the way we believe that a project-based industry can become more flexible, can try to get more and more orders and execute those orders with a keen eye on the cost that they are incurring throughout the execution of project, make course changes as needed, and ensure that they make good money while providing the good solution to the customer. Thank you.